peeps? It's your girl, Dr. Come Back to Your Girl Takes. Well, it's that time again, guys. It's a movie news time, and I have quite a bit to discuss. I will say, of course, going to dabble in the theater, just the theater update stuff. A couple of trailers going to drop this month I'm excited about is one I kind of touch on. And a couple of movies being moved certain places, and then some stuff that's actually in the works I'm excited about. One in particular, I'm going to say that one for the last one. So with that said, let's go and jump into it. Now, the first thing, like I said, theater stuff. Not a lot's changed. I will say a couple of things have changed in instance with certain companies like AMC and what they're trying to do. Okay, I'll put it like this. I don't know what's going to be happening. I mean, now with Regal saying they're getting ready to open up, I've started getting emails saying they're, getting ready to open up so we can go. Still don't see exactly when. It was supposed to have been July. Still waiting. I didn't see anything for me to go in and be able to say, for instance, get a ticket. The only reason I'm considering is because I know right now still Wonder Woman is still slated to come out, in October, and I would really like that to be the first one I go see. So I'm trying to keep the faith, but by then I'll feel comfortable enough that I will go ahead and venture out to do it, because that will probably be the first one I will really go to the theaters to see, because I really want to see that. Like I stated, if they don't show it, then just wait till next year. Hopefully we can get things, in a better situation where we can. But the way it is, if you're under a rock, you're not watching the news, honestly, you guys, it's just really not looking good for them to do that. And like I stated to you all the time, I want to do this. Please be safe no matter what. Like I said, it's not that deep. I'm not going to endanger my life and the lives of others that I deal with on a regular basis, be it family or friends, whichever. I don't live alone, so I have to be mindful of others instead of just going out here because I'm so eager to do something and not think of everyone involved. So in regards to this, I did hear with the whole situation, I think I talked to you guys about a couple of weeks ago about how some movies were put on VOD, and let's just say that with that instance, I know one of them being AMC was not happy about that. When it was one of them, Troll Hunters, was put on there, Troll World, excuse me, and it was really interesting how they were not happy. They didn't want to show anything, I think, by Universal, and it was a big stinker. For a while, I didn't know if anything was going to happen with that, but it looks like now they've come to kind of a little bit of an agreement where it looks like they're going to be able to take advantage of the VOD, but then do that after the movie's been out for, and let me note the amount of time. They said 17 days after the theatrical release. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. Okay, almost 2.5, 3 weeks. Doesn't seem long, and depending on what type of movie it is, whichever, and then moving it directly to that VOD, and they can make some money off that, whichever. Some people, of course, if they don't want to go to the movies, whatever, they'll probably do it like that. But let's just say, hence, the movie theaters have yet to open up. Okay, then most of the time, some person is most likely going to wait for it to come out on VOD and just decide if they're going to watch it, rent it, buy it, whichever. A lot of the movies that I see that are up online now, like it's one in particular today, I'm going to probably consider watching called The Tax Collector. I'll probably rent it out, watch it, whatever, like that. It's a couple of dollars, whatever. Now, some movies, they want you, of course, we're definitely not buying just yet, but, how are you making that money or bouncing out the money from the budget you used to make the movie with whatever you're getting if the movie's only in there for less than 3 weeks, and then you're seeing if you're going to make money from the VOD, to do a comparison to see how much you make there combined, to see is it going to even out with whatever, like I stated, in regards to the budget. Now, I know Disney is not here for that. They're not trying to do that with their overall movie selection, whichever. They feel like that would probably hinder them, and I try to see both points of view, but it's kind of hard to see the part in regards to feeling like only less than a month and then you are deciding to, that movie there or whatever, that company decides to move it over to VOD after that. I think we're getting to a point now with the pandemic that a lot of people are like, you know what, as much as I do love the theater, I'm cushioning them in my home, I'm secure, I'm safe, I'll watch it at home. Again, I would think, majority of us like the theater experience. Don't get me wrong, I definitely do. I point about that maybe the last movie news and on many other ones. Some people now, with the way we're having to live in this day and time, that's going to be the road a lot of individuals are going to be going. I know another thing that I talked about that I'm going to keep tabs on, I know some people ask me if I found information to do so, and I need to do that, is with people doing drive-in as well. You never know, some of those new movies upcoming might be sent to the drive-thru. A lot of people might like that. You're in your own secure space. You're not, entertaining other people. You're in your car, whatever. You can enjoy that, whichever. And I've done that years ago, so I know that part could be very exciting and fun watching a movie as well. I just don't know what's going to happen in regards to just going to the theaters anyway, because a lot of them still are not open. Some of them are making these deals and it's just not filling up. Then, like I stated before, months ago, some of them, when they open up, are not going to be filling to full capacity, whichever. It might only be a certain amount of seating. So it's not like this, because you have to remember separation amount. I don't want somebody up on me in my arms like we were before, to the point where I can hear you munching on your popcorn, chewing your gum, trying to talk on that phone, all these things. So it's just one of those things I'm just, really interested to see how all this is going to turn out. I'm just like, we want them to get this thing under control so we can start enjoying some of these, little things that we do, for our creative outlets. But at the rate we're going, I don't foresee it. That's why I'm trying not to get too excited if I don't get a chance to see Wonder Woman this year and it's moved to next year. Again, there's a lot of movies that have been already moved back to the fall in 2021 that I'm going to be patient. You have to be patient with Wonder Woman 2. It is what it is. I know they don't want to put that on there for no on demand. They want that in the theater for sure. Now I'm gonna move from that just to kind of go into some of these movies. Now, one in particular, Tenet. It looks like around September 3rd it's gonna be in U.S. in selected cities. Like I stated, a lot of them still haven't opened because some places might be ready to open up, but other places are being hit hard with the coronavirus that they're not able to. And like I said, loss of money from that was not what they want for this movie. I know it's going to be overseas, coming out around September 4th, and I think that's in China and the other countries. I think around, was it late August? I think it's somewhere around between August 12th and August 24th. They're supposed to be opening up some other areas, that are doing very well, that they'll be able to showcase the film. I really want to see the movie when it says select U.S. cities. Now, granted, I feel like, places, I don't know about Cali, maybe definitely New York, the way New York is starting to truly open up, engage some areas, maybe in my area over here near D.C., the DMV area. That would be nice. I really want to see it, but like I stated, I'm very hesitant. I'm going to just keep tabs on this because they have moved that movie a little bit, and I won't be surprised if you select cities and then pull it and then wait till next year to really show it, just to get a feel for how people in those cities really do. And it's not going to really do anything because of the simple fact that a lot of the theaters, all the different types of, movie venue areas are not truly opening up to their capacity. They're not. And it's going to hinder the film. And if they're trying to make any money, a lot of that money they're going to probably make some of that back will be from overseas because it will not be in the U.S., honestly. Let's just be real. Another one I'm really worried about, that I want to note about, that I see that is decided to move to VOD, looks like, is Mulan. And notice that they decided to just go ahead and put it on Disney Plus. And when you do that, you're paying the $30, and when you pay that, you can watch it, I'm assuming, from there on out, whatever, because you paid that nice little, amount for that. If you already have Disney Plus, yes, but if you want to have it continuously be able to watch it, I think that's where the additional 30 comes into play. If I'm not mistaken, correct me. I have no problem being corrected. I know some people are probably not happy about that. I wanted to see that in the theaters. I will say I do not have Disney Plus. I was waiting to the end of the year to add that to my streaming service because I have quite a few of them now, whatever and all that. It's just like I'm not trying to just buy just the kit and caboodle of streaming, of everything out there, whichever. But I really want to see that, and that's kind of just really unfortunate that a lot of these movies that we were really looking for and hyped to see are not going to be able to be seen in the theaters now. But like I stated, not the end of the world. People can watch it comfort at home with their kids, and it's probably for the best, honestly. Like I said, for me, I'm going to have to just decide if I'm going to go ahead and when I'm going to really get Disney Plus so I can at least, venture in and enjoy it just like everyone else who's, going to have to just do that. But I mean, we were expecting it to come out earlier this spring, then it kept getting pushed, and now Disney Park decided to kind of, do the thing they need to do. One, I do hope that they don't put on there, because I really prefer to see that it's Black Widow, and right now it looks like they've halted the thought of even considering that, and I'm like, thank you, because I really want to see that in the theaters. I almost hope they just move it, just move it to next year, honestly, and just leave that baby alone, because I said, as long as, some people weren't really looking for Black Widow, like it wasn't high on this, because they should have did it early on within the first, phase of the 10 years, but it is what it is. I'm here for it. It's done. After all the wait that we had for this particular movie, and how much, I've enjoyed Scarlett playing Black Widow, whatever, I want her to get her just due with her own standalone film. So I really want everyone to be able to enjoy it, and I tell you, those trailers were epic, and I'm here for it. So I'm just really hoping they stay firm with that, because that is really one of those ones I really want to see in the theater, and I have no problem waiting, for that particular movie, so I can get all of my life in that theater watching that damn thing, because that's my girl. I love me some Scarlett. Also, besides that, Another movie that I really enjoyed the trailer for and I really wanted to see, it looks like it might be moving to Netflix. They're in the midst of trying to do a negotiation, and that's the movie The Woman in the Window, starring Amy Adams. I really am here to see that film. I'm just like I just feel like that's going to probably be a thing that's going to be happening. Some of these action movies that are coming out are going to be making the decision if they're going to be coming to VOD or even Netflix trying to take that whichever and seeing. I know they did an early testing on the film. It didn't do so well, and I don't know if that's probably why they pulled the date previously for, because it was supposed to come out in October. And then it got moved, of course, to this year. You know, I think it was like around April, May. And then here we are now. May is come and gone. And still no word on exactly when it's coming out. Because I think it was one of those ones I told you guys when I was talking about a lot of big movies being lifted. That was one of those ones that got pulled and we had no idea. It was kind of basically standstill. Nothing showing, okay, what movie is it moved to? It was just like, we don't know when it's coming out now. So I'm hoping it does come to Netflix. That's one of those ones, honestly. You know, I don't mind watching it at home. Very suspenseful type of thriller. And the overall premise of the movie, you know, looks really good. And just let me know, again, what it is about so you all can have an idea if you have not seen the trailer. It's the woman Amy Adams playing is named Anna Fox. She's a agoraphobic child psychologist who spends her days in New York City home watching old film noirs and spying on her neighbors through her window. When she thinks she's witnessing her neighbor's murder one night, she becomes paranoid and unsure what to do and who to trust. The film stars, of course, besides her, Julianne Moore, we have Gary Oldman, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Anthony Mackie, Brian Tyree Henry, and Wyatt Russell. That's a wonderful cast. And like I stated, the trailer was really good. So I'm here for it. I'm hoping Netflix does snatch it up through one of those movies that's through Disney. That would be nice. They have, you know, a couple of things they've snagged up, you know, over like The Irishman and all these other movies they've done. So I don't foresee that not being an issue. So I'm going to keep my tabs on this particular one because I really want to watch that. Now, moving to some trailers that are going to be popping up this month. One in particular I'm really looking forward to, and it is Dune. Now, you all know we saw earlier in the year, I want to say it was in like March, April, we got a couple of first look pictures of some of the cast and certain parts of, you know, what is it, Planet Arrakis, and I'm just like, oh my god, I cannot wait to see this movie. I love the original that came out back in the 80s based off of the novel, in the 1965 novel, but with Sting, one of my favorites back then. This cast in this movie, oh my goodness, it's just so many people. I mean, we got Rebecca Ferguson, we have Oscar Isaac, we have Jason Momoa, we have Zendaya, we have Timothy Chalamet, we have what's his name? Oh shoot, Josh Brolin. I feel like I'm missing some people, but that's just enough to name a few. That should do you all good. It's going to be a lot to live up, because I just know, because a lot of us who might have enjoyed the first one is the cult one from back in the 80s. You know, Denis Villeneuve is going to have to bring it. He's going to have to bring it. I know he is. I'm a fan of some of his work, so I'm not really worried about that. I know we're going to get it. I really, really hope this one does not budge. You know, this is around the holidays, late at the end of the year. I really want to see the date, December 18th, week before Christmas. Again, if something happens, what am I going to do? I got no choice but to wait. But I'm really hoping it does come out around December. I'm hoping we have a better understanding come September, October, what's happening with the theaters, that I can guarantee this will be one of these movies this year I'll be able to get ready to see. And I really want to see this movie. Now, the other one I already stated, because I talked about how I really hope it does come out this year in October, and that's Wonder Woman. We're getting another trailer. I wonder what this particular trailer, is it going to give us a little bit more of the plot? I already kind of have an idea what's actually going on, but I want to understand a little bit more, understand what, you know, what happened with Steve Trevor. I want to see the situation with Kristen Wiig, of course, you know, evolving as, you know, becoming, you know, into her own and becoming Cheetah. Of course, I want to see a little bit more understanding with, you know, what happens with Maxwell Lord. You know, I'm just here for it. I already know I'm going to get epicness with Gal Gadot. I'm here for her to do the damn thing. And when I say October 2nd is what they're stating for the date. Now, again, I really want that to be the first movie I go back to the theaters to see, because the other movie I saw at the beginning of this year was The Invisible Man. That was the last movie I actually saw at the theater before everything, you know, kind of erupted in regards to the coronavirus. So, yeah, I really want to see this. And there was something I was going to say last week I didn't say in my actual trailer, and I got to bring this up, and hopefully y'all might say something in the comment section, whatever, and all that. The fact that we can't see a lot of the movies we want to see in the theater, and not to say some of them we will see, of course, at home, you know, whichever is safe and sound. I'm curious to see what all of the my top 10 movies of the year is going to be like this year. I just had to bring that up. It bothered me I didn't bring it up last week, but I'm like, it's going to be real interesting to see what people put out. Now, granted, like I said, you can still watch them at home and all that, but I see a lot of people probably just all bummed about the fact that I'm going to theater, or people really watching a lot of these movies. I will say I watched some of my other favorite reactions and all that, and some of them watch, but it's not like a lot of them are watching the trailers, whatever, because it's just like, we ain't going to the movies. So it's like, what's the point right now? And it's kind of hard. So a lot of them are, of course, dealing with their, episodes in regards to TV shows, whatever their faves and all that, so they can just keep up, doing your other content on top of just that. But I'm looking forward to seeing what people are going to put out. And this, of course, before they get into it, it'll be like, well, you all know, due to the pandemic, things were a little different this year. So, my list might be a little bit different than what I wanted it to be, because this movie, they're all going to be saying stuff that's going to be almost damn near default. It just started off before they get into whatever they're going to discuss, and I'm going to be so here to watch so many of my favorites saying that, because I just feel like it's just going to be just the funny of it all, because we're all thinking the same thing. So I just had to just bring that part up before I kind of move on from that. So the next thing I want to talk about is a movie that we haven't talked about in a while, or me, excuse me, the movie from Marvel, and it is, of course, let me get the full title, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I'm really excited for this movie. That was one of the ones that I talked about off and on last year that I'm excited to watch. I mean, the cast, Michelle Yeoh, Awkwafina, what's his name, Simi Liu, and another one like, Florian Montu, whatever, just to name a couple other people. I'm just excited for this movie. Of course, they were actually in production, and then of course it got halted. I've been talking about this since last year. This, of course, the location's Australia, and with the director was a Destin Daniel Critton. He, of course, halted the production, had to get himself tested, whatever, came back negative, whatever, but he kept everything halted in regards to production. Now it looks like they're getting ready to start back to production. I'm excited about that. This was one I anticipated for coming out in February of 2021, but now it's got moved to 2022. With the way the phases are doing, May 2021, excuse me. So needless to say, I'm curious to see just the overall storyline. I'm excited because we're going to get definitely a fleshed out of the character, the Mandarin. Oh my God, I just cannot wait. Secondly, I'm looking forward to seeing just the overall look of it. I know I'm going to post a picture of some aerial shot that got leaked out showing the massive village. Looks really good, really good. Just, getting me all more hyped for the movie. I just cannot wait to see that first trailer. Of course, it'll be a teaser. But the real official trailer for that one is going to be so good. Let me post a picture also of the cast, some of the cast together with the director up here somewhere. I'm just really excited to just see all of them just do it, whichever. And this is just, like I said, one of those things that we have yet to see. And I'm glad just, an overall full-based Asian movie like this in American, and it's having an Asian director. It's just going to be great to actually see this. I'm just excited for this film. And I just hope that, like I said, next year in May of 2021, we'll get to see this in the theater. This is one of those ones truly I would love to see in the theater and really enjoy this. And I feel like if it's so damn good, knowing me, I'll go see it again. Because I'll tell you, if you give me that good, I'll go see you twice. And sometimes when I'm that pressed, I'll see you one day, maybe Saturday, and then go the next day. Because I've done that before on a couple of them. One of them, in case in point, was Get Out. So yes, this is just looking like I'm just excited to hear a little bit more information, because we hadn't heard nothing for a while on this one. I haven't talked about this in like a good maybe 6 or so months. It's been a minute, so I'm just kind of glad to see that they're getting ready to start back to filming again. The little massive village they've created is just giving me all types of feels. I'm just here for it. So like I said, it was supposed to be February 2021, but it's been moved to May 7th, 2021. So let me get the dates correctly. I know I did a little error earlier, but yes, here for it. And birthday month is in May, so yes, birthday to me to watch that. So moving for that. Now another one. This is DC, not Marvel. I got to talk about both of them because, like I told you, I love them literally equally. That's how I roll. This one has to do with the next movie for the Suicide Squad. I'm excited, just knowing that we're getting it. I enjoyed the first one. The cast on that one was awesome. Some of the cast coming back, of course, Margot Robbie, Jay Courtney, Viola Davis, Joel Kinnaman. Of course, some of the ones that are coming back. Of course, I already told you Will Smith will not be attached to this one as Deadshot anymore. I think scheduling conflicts with him and all. He's working on so many other different things. Brother busy. Do you. And just knowing that we're getting some new characters we're going to learn about. I know with John Cena and Idris Elba being attached, now hearing word that it looks like their characters, John Cena probably is most likely playing Peacemaker, Idris Elba playing, it was a Bronze Tiger, because I talked about this last year where that was, whispers, but they would never confirm. I know John Cena's done many other interviews for other movies, and he is just literally tight-lipped. It's all good. I don't care. But needless to say, I'm looking forward to learning about and seeing the character King Shark. What is it? Polka Dot Man, and also Ratcatcher. That was some of the other ones I talked about last year as well. I'm excited for. So I'm here for it. Also, I'm going to post up. I think they have a new logo. I'm going to put it. If I already put it up. I'm just here for it. I know that the director had a birthday recently. They did a little birthday video, so it was really exciting where we got to see, how some of the cast got together celebrating with him, how he's excited. Now, don't have too much other information on this one. They're stating they're trying to save some of this information during the DC convention for, I think it's for DC fandom event, so that'll be interesting to see if he's going to showcase something during that time. That would be nice. Yes. I'm here for it. Yeah, that's all I want to say about that. So I'm just glad that, we're getting a little bit more of a taste, whichever, and them hinting to certain things, whichever. So I feel like this second one's going to be really, really good. Like I stated, I did enjoy the first one. I know some people, didn't know how to take it. It did very well at the box office, so that clearly lets you know some people were feeling it, and they're just hoping with this next one installment, new characters, new faces, might, keep the excitement flowing, whichever, because if this one does very well, there's a possibility we can get a third one. So move from that. Now this one I'm going to kind of go into a couple other different things. Now this one I'm actually excited about. This has to do with a biopic. I know I just recently did a trailer reaction about a month ago for the one for was starring Jennifer Hudson. That one I'm definitely already looking forward to seeing. I mean, she's playing, doing the Queen Justice, Aretha Franklin. Now this one I'm excited because it's going to do with a biopic for Whitney Houston. Now, I'd heard this, here and there, whatever, but I wasn't sure exactly when we start getting a little bit of information, but now here we are. Now, I'm excited because the person's going to be directing. Her name is Stella Meghe. I hope I'm saying her last name correctly. My apologies. She's the director of the movie The Photograph, which just went and saw in February. I actually enjoyed it. It starred Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield. It was a beautiful movie. I like the vibe of her being the one that's going to be the director for this. Also, the person writing this is the one who wrote for the movie for Bohemian Rhapsody. So that right there definitely has me excited in regards to how they can overall tell the story. It's supposed to show the journey of her as a child all the way going up into her superstardom. So definitely different areas of her life that we're going to get to see and experience, seeing her growing up, with her mom, Sissy Houston, in the church. We'll get probably a little bit of all of that. Of course, parts of her life, superstardom. Of course, when, her love of Bobby Brown probably get a glimpse of that. Hopefully, I don't know if they're going to flesh it out too much, but just enough from her point of view in regards to how that is. I know it'll be, definitely supervised under the Whitney Houston estate from, what is his name, is Pat Houston. I think it's her brother, excuse me. So, yes, I am here for this. I'm excited for this. Secondly, I want to know who's going to be playing her. That is key. That is truly key in regards to how this is going to go. I don't care who's the writer and the director. Who's going to play her? Who's going to bring Whitney Houston's biopic to life? Jennifer's going to bring it for the Aretha Franklin one. So whoever's going to be playing it, hey, those some shoes to fill. I know the music part, they'll probably find a way, if it has to be lip sync, whatever, no, but hopefully somebody who can sing, where they can intertwine, musically with whatever the music they're going to put together to make them sing the songs that we loved in regards to Whitney Houston's, body of work. The name of it's supposed to be called I Want to Dance with Somebody, one of my favorite songs for her anyway. So, oh my goodness, I most definitely plan to see this. I'm excited. I'm going to keep tabs on this particular one. I want to know who's going to be cast. In this one, you already know. I'm all for that. Wanting to know, like I stated, when I know more, you'll know more. So I definitely want to see who is going to be a part of this overall cast altogether. Who's going to be playing her mother, to be, boyfriend to be husband, showing all the different facets, whichever, all the way up to, of course, who will probably play the daughter down the road, because I'm assuming they might have parts where they're aging her up to her. I don't know how far into her superstar they're going to go, because that's not stated. But hopefully as time goes on, we'll get a little bit more information. I'm not sure exactly when production is going to start. They're claiming this is supposed to be, they're trying to make this something that's going to come out during the holidays, and it's supposed to be listed as, maybe November of 2022. So that's a ways away. So they got enough time to start really looking for someone to buy and going to next year. Hopefully by maybe, spring, we'll have casting, at least put, so they can start the movie. So before summer next year, they'll actually start doing production. So it gives them plenty of time to work on this, to get the, and with the way things are going, that's probably why they pushed it that far back, to lock that date in, because this will be a lovely movie to watch on the holidays. So I'm here for that. So just want to note that, whichever. So again, like I said, I'm keep my eyes on that one. Now this one, I've already talked about here, just briefly on the last two movie news, whatever, about the movie Scream 5 to be exact. I'm excited because I did state that I did know one person is already attached to it, and that was, of course, David Arquette, coming back as deputy sheriff. Also, still trying to hear if we're going to get word if Neve Campbell's going to be attached. I know that the directors of her sent her a letter vying to let her know, how the story would, be conveyed in regards to the overall movie, and hopefully if she's interested, how she would be, her character would be, within the actual movie. Did hear that somebody else who's from the original cast and has been in all the movies as well is going to be coming on board too, and I'm excited. Courtney Cox will be back as Gail Weathers. I am here for that. I'm a fan of Courtney Cox. I've loved some of her movies, but I of course always have a little soft spot because I love her own Friends. I'm excited for that. It's going to be very, very interesting how they're going to play this out. Now, like I stated, I really do hope Neve Campbell comes back. I know she's probably hesitant like she was, from the previous one for 4, whatever and all that, but like I stated, they were all in them. It'll be interesting if she doesn't. Now, I will say this, even if she doesn't, if they have, the characters by David and Courtney in it, that is probably honestly in some ways to me enough, because then that means they can start a whole new way of telling a storyline. Because I would say with the one with Neve Campbell, it's been recycled and it's kind of been told over and over again a little bit. So it's kind of, probably played out a little bit. So I wouldn't hurt so much. I would love it for the nostalgic part of it, is probably why I would prefer her in it. But if they can find a way to deviate a little bit with the storyline, still keep that factor of the screen part and necessity, because that is one of the reasons, hint. But I would really want her to be there. But if not, hey, do what you got to do, whichever, not to say people are really looking and searching for this movie to have been made, let's be real. But if they're going to bring it back, add a little extra, add a little extra spice, whatever to it, whatever and all, in regards to the storyline, to make it a little different. Curious to see who else will be actually added to this actual cast for this particular one besides those two. That might be telling as well, to get me kind of on board, because I'd like to know who's going to be that one, who's going to be the actual reveal for the killer. Will be real nice. Because of course the first one always gets me, and I enjoy the second one, but yes, the first one's always going to be my favorite. I just love the first one so much. So yes, I'm here for it. I'm going to keep my tabs if we hear anything in the next couple of months where Nev's like, okay, I'm on board now, whichever. I feel like this, if the storyline's good and this is good, she might end up doing it. I mean, come on now. Let's not beat around the bush, but I'm just saying. So moving on from that. Now this one I'm excited because we're finally getting a little bit more information, and even though I talked about it off and on here and there, finally, this has to do with the movie The Witches. Now, you already know, because I've said it multiple times, I love the first one when it came out, starring Angelica Houston. She just cannot do wrong. I just love me some Angelica. She is a beast. And her playing the Grand High Witch, she just did that just effortlessly, and she was just, I was in awe of the way her character was, whichever, and the way she her overall look, and the way she just gave, the sinister in the movie. That of course came out in the 90s. I will say a lot of people didn't care for the ending, mainly even the person who wrote the book, whatever. Now from this one being directed by Robert Zemeckis, he actually is going to keep more to the actual story from the book. Maybe a little bit of a tweak here, but I'm hoping that will suffice and that will do justice to the person who wrote it, whatever, and they'll be happy with the overall, overall film. Starring Anne Hathaway. We also have Octavia Spencer. We have Stanley Tucci, and I'm right here for all of that. Now, I will say this. I wasn't sure how I felt about Anne Hathaway being the Grand High Witch. I'm going to post the leaked photo that came out showing them now, because I was trying to get a feel of how she would really look within the actual character. And seeing this little poster, I'm like, okay, it's looking like I'm like I can get on board. I'm a fan of Anne Hathaway. Don't get me wrong; she's been in many movies that I love, so I can foresee her. She rises to the occasion. Anything she plays, and she's done so much stuff. A lot of people are like, okay, Devil Wears Prada. I liked when she did this movie on Rachel's Wedding. Oh my God, she's done so many movies that I like. So I would say, I feel like she's going to bring it when she needs to. She probably watched the original one, Angela, who's to kind of get a feel for how she wanted to, come across, whichever. I'm feeling the hair in the poster. I'm liking the way Stanley Tucci is. He's supposed to be, of course, like the hotel manager, so it's going to be interesting because I'm so used to how Mr. Bean played it back then. It was so good. I just loved him and the way he was, the way he treated his staff, and just, oh my God. The one scene of him, when she was rubbing some of the cream, whatever and all, not realize it was part of this potion, whichever and all, that could turn to the rat, whatever. And then she saw the hair. He tried to nibble on her, and then when he saw the hair, then she's like, what is it? Not realizing that and then she went and looked and saw and look, oh no, that I died. Oh my God. It's just like, oh, you poor girl. If only you knew. You set yourself up. I'm like, he don't want to touch you now. So in this one, I did hear that it's going to be PG, just PG, not PG-13. I seriously doubt it was going to be rated R, whichever, because I know the other one from the 90s was definitely PG, if I'm not mistaken. From the way they're stating this, let me kind of note in regards to this. It's considered, of course, in regards to the classic, they're saying it's going to be visually innovative and will take a completely different movie route, from the 1990 version. This is going to be considered Alabama circa 1967, so the overall look of it is going to be definitely a little bit different. And then also just the simple fact that this was going to, of course, be trying to carry out the plans, whichever and all that. That's going to be the part we're here to see. I want to see how she's going to look too. I probably have it somewhere up here now, how Greyhound Witch looks when she's in her so-called human form compared to how she looks when she's in her witch form, as played by Houston. I really want to know what Anne Hathaway's real look will be, her real reveal of how she really looks. That's going to be key too. And I'm warning, being that it's PG-13, she's not going to look too grotesque, because let that baby have been rated R, it probably looked a little bit more graphic, so they're going to have to be a little tame with that, because they probably want some kids to watch this. No offense to the kids, I understand, but yes, me, as I was young anyway. I was a teenager when I saw this one, so let me not be like that. No judgment there. But yes, I'm really looking forward to this. I want to see what's going to happen with Octavia Spencer's character. Is she going to get sick in some way, come down with something, whatever, and all that, for the little boy. And I want to know who the little boy's character's sidekick is going to be. And the little boy playing her, the young boy, will be Jazir Kadim Bruno. I just want to know his name, whichever. That's the little boy. Definitely kind of a newcomer. Yeah, I'm just here to see it. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. It was supposed to come out later this year. Got moved, so it's supposed to be sometime next year. They have not dated exactly when. Definitely have to keep tabs on that one. So again, like I said, when I know more, you all will know more. And like I said, this one is on my radar. I'm looking forward to seeing this, and I'm just glad we're finally getting a little bit of information, because for a long time I was getting nothing. It was just like silly dead information about nothing. The fact that it's actually being written by co-written by Guillermo del Toro, and also I want to say was named Kenya Barris. So that right there, once I said Del Toro, that's all I needed. So I can only imagine him putting his little stuff on that. It's going to just be epicness all around, because Del Toro cannot do anything wrong in my eyes. So I'm hyped. It's real. Moving on. This one, I'm really excited because it's starring one of my favorite action actors, martial artists ever. I've always loved him. And I'm going to put a big picture of him, and I'm talking about Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm excited because he's working on a new action comedy titled The Mercenary. I'm here for it. It's going to be on Netflix. Yes, I have not seen him in anything as of late. It's been a couple of years since I've watched him in anything. A lot of the movies he's been doing are like really straight to DVD type of things, and there's nothing against that. A couple of them were good, but nothing that grabs me enough. Now, with it being a part of Netflix, that's a good thing, because a lot of people enjoy a lot of different types of variety of everything, down to TV shows, movies, old TV shows, whatever, making a comeback, whichever. So the fact that this will be on Netflix, that's a good thing, because I'm going to put him back out there and more people see him again. Some people who don't know him get to know him, because the brother has a body of work as well, similar to like Bruce Willis, Stallone, Arnold, whatever. He has his stuff. Let me go down a couple of them that I love, and you all can put some comments of which movies by Jean-Claude you watch. If you don't really like Jean-Claude, I don't judge you. It's all good. But I liked, of course, he did Bloodsport, Universal Soldier, Time Cop, Hard Target, Cyborg is one of my favorites. I mean, the list. What is it? Oh gosh, Kickboxer. I was about to forget one of those. That's another favorite. I mean, I really have. It's like literally a body, and he did another movie that was one of my first ones, but cannot remember the name of it. But again, you can kind of get Death Warrant. This is one of my favorites too. I mean, so many, and I swear to goodness, if they were in a full box set, fully all together, I would literally buy those things, and I could watch those things and just be happy and pleased because he was bringing it with the action. He ain't like the epitome of acting with it all, but he did what he needed to do, and he did a good job. Whichever he was one of the things back in the 80s and 90s, and I was here for it. So to know he's doing this, I'm excited. So let me kind of give a little bit of a synopsis. It says Van Damme plays a mysterious former Secret Service agent who must return to France to help his estranged son after he is falsely accused of arms and drug trafficking by French government. Now that's enough that I need to know. And I'm excited about that. Now, seeing as that action comedy is going to be very interesting because he doesn't do that genre. He's known mostly for action, suspense, things of that nature. So the fact that he's branching out into this particular, genre a little bit, with comedy, that's going to be refreshing. He's probably ready to try something different, whatever, and all that, to add a little bit, more range, whichever. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm looking forward to seeing him do that. I'm going to note also some of the cast is supposed to be in this because there's quite a few people listed in this thing, and I'm not going to read all the names, so I'm just going to show pictures of all their faces. Some of them will probably be very well known and visible because I know some of them probably in regards to martial arts aspect as well. So that's going to be a nice little just a nice little thing to see as well, which I'm excited for. Like I said, I love that he's going to have action and you're going to definitely get the comedy. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm happy I can finally get to see him in something as of late. This might make me pull out some movies from the past. They're in storage, but it's not like I can't make a quick trip up there sometime in the week and pull out some of my favorites. One of them I'm watching in a minute is Cyborg, and that's one of my ultimate favorites. It just, oh my God. That one, Kickboxer, Universal Soldier with Dolph Lundgren. Whew, yes, I just can't say enough about that. I'm just here for it. I'm here for it. So just wanted to throw that out there, y'all. So moving on from that. Now this one, I'm very excited. But it's the fact I'm excited for the continuation of the story, but I'm excited for the director for this. It's to do with Captain Marvel 2. I'm here because I love me some Brie Larson. She's doing her damn thing. But I'm excited about the director who's being attached to this, and that has to do with Nia DaCosta. I'm so happy to hear the news of her being the director on the second installment. Yay for her. Congratulations. I am here for her. Already waiting to see Candyman. That's supposed to be coming out later this year, starring, of course, what is it? Yahya Abdul-Mateen. Was it Yana Paris? I'm just here for that. I just feel like it's going to be epicness. I already saw the trailer. I enjoyed it. I don't want to see nothing else because I'm just ready to see the movie. Just the fact that Marvel is just, knocking out the park. They have 3 female directors a part of, through the Phase 4 aspect of their next set for the Marvel movies that are dropping. And then, of course, we got Ryan Coogler coming back to do Black Panther 2. I'm just like, all right, Marvel. Some of these other movie companies take note, like just the female aspect in regards to that. Because, like I said, we don't see enough female directors, so this makes me very, very happy. I was happy with the first film. It did very well. Of course, it was getting some, negativity and all that. I won't get into that, whatever and all that. Because I'm not here for foolery. And in the end, that didn't work because that movie made over $1 billion. And hello. And I tell you, some people still have something snarky to say, but I'm like, green don't lie. And people were here for it. And I'm ready to see the continuation of the story in regards to the Carol Danvers. Like, just give me the next story. I'm looking forward to seeing, what's her name in this, an adult Monica Rambeau. I always forget the name. I want to see that. I'm excited to see that. I'm just ready for epicness. I'm ready for epicness. I know she worked on another movie. I think it's called The Little Woods with Tessa Thompson. It'd be nice if Valkyrie made an appearance in some form in the movie, just to kind of bring them back together. I would just be here for it. So I'm just kind of throwing it out there. But yes, I'm here for it. Yes to Nia DaCosta doing the damn thing. I heard that they had, they really liked her and they just felt like she was the one for whatever. So it really wasn't a given when she went in there to see because they had her eye on her anyway. Love that. So yes, this was just wonderful news to hear, and I'm just here for it. So I look forward to hearing more news. We don't have anything else going on as of right now, so it's just the beginning stages of this part. I'm not sure exactly where this is going to fall into in regards to the date of the movie because I don't recall them stating that just yet. So hopefully now that we have the director, we'll probably get a little bit more information in regards to when this is going to, because I know they're going to probably have to lock that in with the way things are moving around for dates now for a lot of movies that were supposed to come out this year to next year. They're going to probably eventually lock that number in soon. So hopefully this is something that may be coming out 2022. We just need to know just what month it is. So again, when I know more, you all know more. So I'm looking forward to that. Now this one, I'm already excited and hyped to see it, but knowing that, you know, it's going to be the next sequel, this has to do with John Wick. Now, I was already hyped because we already know Keanu Reeves is going to be attached to John Wick 4. He's in the midst of doing production on Matrix 4, even though it's been halted, whatever, and all that. Once that was finished and completed, then he was going to move right into John Wick 4. Well, it looks like they're now going to be doing John Wick 5. They're going to be doing both of them back to back. I'm going to tell you, I'm here for it anyway. I am a fan of Keanu Reeves. I have made that be known many a times when I talk about anything he's in, period. So I'm excited for this. And people always say there's some resurgence with him once he did the John Wick. His movies to me are very steady. I'm just always been a fan. I'm supported because his work has come such a long way since the first movie I saw, which was The Prince of Pennsylvania. So I'm here for anything he does because he mixes up all his movies. He has movie range like quite a few other actors that I've watched all these years. I've been watching for 30 freaking years. So yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm like, come on. I'm not surprised. I was surprised that we were going to do a fifth one. I didn't think that was in the works anytime soon, but hey, you know, and I will say this, it's not to take away from him. He is in his 50s. But as they say, brothers are getting younger, so it's probably a good thing to go ahead and knock that out because the fifth one might be the last and final one. I don't think after that they're going to do a sixth. I can be wrong. I would hate for you all to bring back my video and take a screenshot of me saying that. I might bite my tongue. I eat crow, but I'm just going to say it. I feel like the fifth one probably might be the last and final, depending on how the story folds in the fourth one, since they're down doing it back to back. So now we're going to have another movie doing back to back, similar to how Mission Impossible 7 and 8. So hey, all right, Tom and Keanu, I see you both. Both of y'all in your 50s doing the damn thing. That's right. Age is nothing but a number. So I'm here for it. I'm excited. Like I stated, Matrix 4. Kind of hold it right now, but of course it'll be get back and up and running. And I know they're looking for, from what the CEO of the main movie company is stating, they're trying to see this is going to start production with that one coming to early next year, depending on how things are going, whatever. Didn't hear anything about Matrix 4 starting back to production, so I'm not going to assume anything with that. Maybe by spring or whatever, then yes, that means the dates will be changed for John Wick 4 now because of that, which I'm not surprised, and it's nothing wrong because the wait for that will probably be so dragging. But in the end, knowing how John Wick, you know, the first one, the second one, third one, Parabellum that came out last year, did very well. I enjoyed all three of them. So I'm here for it. You know, it'll be worth the wait. I know Keanu's going to do the damn thing. I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to be the villain, who he's going to be blowing up, shooting up, whatever he's going to be doing. I'm just here for it. I'm looking forward to see who else in the cast, because each cast of each movie has been good. It just keeps getting better. So, you know, as I stated, I'm just looking forward to some more epic things from each of the fourth and fifth installment. So I'm just here for it. So I'm going to definitely keep tabs on that, because I'm definitely looking forward to seeing who else is going to be casting this. So from that. Now, the last one I want to talk about, and I said I want to save for the last, and I'm so excited because this truly brings me back nostalgia. To know that James Wan has his hands on a whole bunch of different stuff. I'm just loving some of the choices he's picking for, you know, movies that he's making. I mean, I already knew he was always encompassing horror, but when he branched out and did Aquaman, of course, he was attached to the TV series Swamp Thing. Still in my feelings about no season 2. I'm here for this one. He is going to be developing a movie for Knight Rider, and I literally was aghast when I heard this. I loved that show, you guys. Comment about it in my comment section. I'm curious to know if any of y'all watched it. Of course, starring David Hasselhoff. Oh my God, me and my brother were such fans of the show. It was from 82 to 86. I was an avid, every week it came on, I was there. I love me some Michael Knight with his trusty kit. I mean, just, you know, solving the cases, the music from the show, you know, oh my God, the intro for the music starting the show, just, I loved it. I loved it. I am down for this. Now, let's just get into it. I really hope that we do get to see a little bit of a cameo from him. David Hasselhoff would be nice. A lot of people always like to think about David Hasselhoff when they talk about, what is the show? Oh gosh, Baywatch. I love Baywatch, don't get me wrong. I love the cast and all that. Talk to me about Knight Rider, because that's where my love for him started. So I just want to put that out there, because they really go, oh, I love him in Baywatch. So y'all don't know nothing about no Knight Rider, but okay, whatever. I just want to see him. I hope he does show up in some form. Or they can have it where this could be him in it, and it could be his son or whatever, and know that his father used to do this, whatever, and all that, and now he's taking our hands or whatever, and all. Just gotta find a perfect person to be cast to do this, divide, because if this does do well, and with James Wan being attached to it, making sure that script is right with it and all that, they end up see themselves doing a sequel to this one if the first one does very well. Also, technology's come a long way since the 80s. How that vehicle gonna look? What is that vehicle gonna be doing? Who's gonna have the voice to Kit? Just like all these things play a part, and I am here for it. I really want it all to pan out. Now, if he is attached to this, I know he's probably going to definitely dissect that show, get an idea. He has to, but I'm already here for the fact that I know we're going to get the action, whatever, because he did Furious 7. So I'm not even worried about that. Let's just get that out there. So if y'all were thinking that, I'm like, no, I'm not worried about the action part. He has that on lock. I really want to know how the vehicle is going to look. What kind of technology is this thing? I mean, because we are so, we're just having such massive technology now and so many different things. When you see all these type of different movies and TV shows, whatever, with what they use, that it's going to be very interesting, and it's going to have to be on par. Now, granted, when he does Furious 7, he does have a lot of that stuff, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. I feel like I said, it's in capable hands. If James Wan's at the helm of this, and he's going to, is going to be directing, I mean, really, he really is branching out, y'all. I, for so long, have always just seen him as being all about horror. So for him to just like really going from that to this, it's just like, I'm here for it. I love it. And like I state, even with actors, same thing with directors, you know, you don't want to get pigeonholed, so you let people know, yeah, I have my foot in all types of things. You know, those creative juices float in so many different areas, and this is no different. So again, this one truly is on my radar. I will be keeping tabs on this. I'm looking forward to who's going to be cast. We're in the beginning stages, of course, of talks. So as time goes on, we'll, of course, learn a little bit more. And you already know I'm going to let y'all know, because this one, oh, yes, definitely a fan. And when he comes out with that, I might have to get a shirt. Oh, my God, yes. Yeah, I'm here for it. So, all right, you guys, that is it. So, like I always state, you guys comment below on anything I discuss. I always like to get a little bit of idea how you're feeling, so we can go back and forth in the comment section. So, with that said, I hope you guys, I get to see you on the next movie news. You guys take care.